Coming up on this edition of the Glendale Insider.
Glendale Fire E-153 performed a miracle procedure on Adeline, which doctors are now saying saved her life.
To know that we made an impact and little Adeline was running around with no deficits, that's what it's all about.
Today we're here at the main station celebrating one of our most famous dogs, Alec. He's been with the department since 2007 and just retired in April.
4 nearby golfers witnessed the event and heard all the commotion. They ran to Mr. Timmons' aid. The car was submerged to its roof, and these 4 brave bystanders formed a human chain, released his seatbelt, and pulled Mr. Timmons to safety.
I had to do something that helped benefit the community for my Eagle Scout project, and I thought this fit the description perfectly.
These stories and more as we take you inside Glendale on the Glendale Insider.
One time it's a flashlight, you push it 2 times and it blinks so it keeps you safe on your bike so people can see you in the dark.
We are the Parks and Recreation and Neighborhood Services.
Ready, guys?
We're here for Surviving the Summer event at Westgate Fountain Park.
What color would you like? Pink, okay.
We have about 18 vendors here that are providing information for summer safety.
And we're out here giving away free stuff for safety, like sunscreen. We got sunscreen giving away for the people here to keep their children safe during the summer. We also got some Walgreens first aid kits given away, some Walgreens Frisbees, and of course, ice cold water for everybody here, free.
We have Walgreens out here, SRP, fire and police from City of Glendale are here.
So what we have here today is we have some fire safety, water safety information for the community. We have the fire hats for the kids along with a practice fire safety coloring and activity book.
So when it rains and the rainwater goes into these storm drains, it can pick up things from the sidewalks and the streets and make that water dirty or polluted.
So with a lot of rain, we'll get a lot more into the storm drains, but then the rain can also pool and collect, and it gives mosquitoes a place to lay their eggs. So what we're trying to tell people are very simple is don't put anything down the storm drains, only rain in the storm drains. And then the other thing is look around your yard, look around your house, make sure there's no standing water. Mosquitoes need water to complete their life cycle, so if there's no water, there's no place for them to lay their eggs.
Well, it's all about water safety. So far this year, I think that we've had a handful of drownings. We're out here to prevent those drownings. We believe that through education and fun that we can make a drastic difference.
It's Sergeant Shoup with the Glendale Police Department out here at the summer safety event at Westgate, engaging with the community and some of our local businesses, just trying to encourage people and get people to have a safe summer, so be safe out there.
For more information, you can go to glendaleaz.com/parks and recreation.
I would like to take the time to tell you about our daughter Adeline and the people who helped save her. Glendale Fire E-153 performed a miracle procedure on Adeline, which doctors are now saying saved her life. How do you thank someone for that? We are hoping this letter will at least have them recognized for the love and passion for their job.
Do your silly face. He wants to see it.
On January 22nd, Adeline fell off of a trampoline and hit her head on concrete.
The crew immediately recognized that Adeline was in grave danger, and they quickly reacted. They identified the fact that she had a closed head injury, which basically means that she was bleeding inside of her skull.
Since the ambulance is here and it's not rush hour, we can beat the helicopter. So we, Louie and Josh, put Adeline in a KEDS board. KEDS board is like a spinal immobilization, but for kids. And we just scooped her up, put her on the gurney, and left the scene going towards Phoenix Children's Hospital.
She was rushed to Phoenix Children's Hospital where they found severe bleeding and swelling on the right side of her brain. She was rushed into emergency surgery where they removed the right part of her skull. And then she was in ICU for 6 days where they monitored her. They wouldn't say whether or not she was going to make it.
What the EMTs did for our daughter saved her life. It's called an IO, which is like an intravenous IV straight into the bone marrow, and they decided to do that on the way to the hospital, and if they wouldn't have done that, she wouldn't have made it.
She had 55 staples on the right side of her head. She did a week of rehab, and then they released her to go home. She went home wearing a helmet because she was missing the right side of her skull. She then had her second surgery on April 17th, where they replaced the right side of her skull, sent her home with another 52 staples, and now she'll have a follow-up appointment on August 4th.
I had a shirt that, for some reason, when I had them made, it was my first batch of shirts when I first got hired. They forgot to put the name. I believe it was the title or something. It was just the emblem. So I kept it in my closet for over 10 years, and I just felt that maybe that's why I kept it. I mean, so I fabricated a little t-shirt for the teddy bear, and I thought it was appropriate for it.
Well, while she was in ICU, one of the firemen showed up at the ICU room to check on Adeline, and he said that he knew that her injury was really severe and he wanted to follow up because they never get to see the outcome.
I have kids of my own, and it just meant like it was the right thing to do. I mean, it wasn't for me. It was for my crew and the department, and just something that maybe she can remember, because she touched my heart and she touched my crew's heart, and it means a lot.
We would like Glendale Fire to be recognized for their quick actions during Adeline's call, as this little miracle is here because of them.
I can't even begin to put it in words. Like I've told the family, very, very seldom, if ever, do we see the outcome of our efforts, and to know that we were able to help keep this family intact and keep the family together. I mean, there was a lot of facets involved, obviously, a lot of different people involved, but we're just a small link, and just to know that we don't need the recognition, but to know that we made an impact and little Adeline was running around with no deficits, that's what it's all about. That's why we love our job.
And I kind of laughed. I was like, yeah, I'll do it if we can raise the money, not thinking in a million years that it would ever happen.
When you're ready.
Don't
tase me, bro.
No, please tase me, bro.
Do you see the dot? Do you see the dot? Lower the dot. Lower it, lower it, lower it, lower it. See it? Lower. Right there. Now your commands.
Taser, taser, taser.
Ah, go, go, let me out. Let go.
I'm very concerned about his safety and health right now. I just want to make sure he's okay first.
Quite honestly, the coyotes thing was a byproduct of this. You know, I about 3 weeks ago started thinking there's got to be some way with this police appreciation that people will come out and actually see what our officers do. The only way to get people interested is you got to do something a little crazy, right? You got to kind of step outside of that normalcy. Bottom line, it went to the 100 Club. It raised an awful lot of money, and there'll be families that in the future that are going to be helped because of what we did here today. So I don't have any misgivings about it. I have no angst towards the lady that pulled the trigger. And that's why I took her into my trailer and we talked, and I assured her that no matter what the outcome, she didn't have to worry about me with bad feelings.
Today we're here at the main station celebrating one of our most famous dogs, Alec. He's been with the department since 2007 and just retired in April. I was lucky enough to go to the academy with him. I was a new handler, and Mike was an experienced handler. He was actually going to the training academy with Phoenix. And right away we kind of knew this dog had something special. He was one of those dogs that was just edgy. And a lot of people you'll hear say in the canine community, dogs will take on the handler's personality. And when you meet these two guys, they're 100% correct. The dog had over 50 plus apprehensions. He's been in many high stress SWAT situations where we never had a doubt in our mind that this dog would perform. I mean, he was the kind of dog that if you had a homicide suspect barricaded in the back room, this was the dog that you wanted with the entry team, because he would just go in there and take care of business. About a year ago, last June I think it was, you know, Mike came out to probably one of a handler's worst nightmares. Is the dog was in bloat, and what happened was his stomach had twisted, and a lot of dogs don't even make it past that. So we rushed him to the emergency room, had emergency surgery on him, and he still continued to work. So that tells you the type of attitude this dog has. He just will not quit.
Stop resisting! Stop resisting! Fast, 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 fast! Fast, fast!
Well, they're one of these necessary tools that we have, and unfortunately that's what they're considered, a tool. but they're also a partner. And when all these tools fail, these guys always perform, and these guys always perform at a level that a lot of officers are just, thankful for because of the situations they go into. Very dangerous, and we can always count on these dogs, especially a dog like Alec. He was one of these dogs that just was fearless, and you could put up a block wall in front of him, 10 foot, and he'd find a way to get through it or go over it or dig under it.
I spent more time with Alec than my family, to be honest. You live with him constantly. You depend on him so much. You talk to him in the car when you're having bad days. You tell him how you're feeling, and he's always there for you. He just won't let you down. Follow.
Once they become a certain age, they start not being able to fully function. We want to give them a quality of life that they deserve. Every day, 40 hours a week, these dogs are out there in the heat, jumping over fences, in and out of cars, taking tremendous amount of just physical abuse on their bodies. And so we'd like to at least let them have some time where, they can be a dog. They can go out and lay in the backyard and come inside in the air conditioning floor and eat food that they're not supposed to eat, kind of like a retired athlete does.
Give it out. Yeah, he definitely reacts to your energy, your emotions. He can read you pretty well. And he knows if you need just a, hey, I'm going to come up and say hello versus I'm just going to leave you alone. I can't say enough about him.
Mike, we want to appreciate everything you guys have done for Glendale. I wanted to thank everybody for coming out today, from commanders to the chiefs. We appreciate, I know Mike appreciates recognizing Alec and all the performance and accolades that he's had throughout the years. So it was a good event. We got some cake, a dog treat. So I think it's going to be hopefully something we can do for the rest of the dogs.
I was looking for a way to present it that was very modern and HD and that really suited the work. So I went to Tempe Camera and worked with their digital department and said, let's come up with a look. Metallic papers really give all the color and saturation, a lot of good quality, strong quality, as well as putting it behind plexiglass, not framing it, not enclosing the pieces, and then having them float against the wall. For me, really let the subject speak for itself.
This exhibit really started out in September of 2014 last year, and it occurred when our Chief of Police, Deborah Black, kind of asked a big what-if question.
What was so wonderful about this is it's a true partnership. So obviously public safety and how well we work together and how especially on major events like Pro Bowl, Super Bowl. But what really made this possible was a grant by the Arts Commission because neither one of our budgets would have allowed.
We were in the middle of a training session at the range when they were doing some gun requirements, and the SWAT team got called out. And because I have my protective gear, I ran to the car and I got my bulletproof vest and I got all the equipment that I needed, and I went with them on scene and then photographed that in reality. So I also went on patrol with some of the patrolmen. So we got a little bit of everything.
We're thrilled with what she was able to do. We have the 8 images that will be displayed ultimately at our training center, but we also have a book. And the book is very rich between the police department and the fire department with our day-to-day work and all aspects of what our 2 agencies do.
There's only a certain amount that we can put on the wall, but the book has all that other stuff in it. So it's a really deep perspective of the men and women of both fire and police of Glendale and what they do in their day-to-day jobs and how tough it is and what it takes to do their job.
These pieces will leave a legacy of that period of time in Glendale's history and of these wonderful men and women and the courageous work that they do every day.
On Monday, December 22nd, 2014, Jeremiah Timmons was driving his personal vehicle northbound on 53rd Avenue near the Glen Lakes Golf Course in Glendale when he suffered a medical emergency. 4 nearby golfers witnessed the event and heard all the commotion. They ran to Mr. Timmons' aid. The car was submerged to its roof, and these 4 brave bystanders formed a human chain, released his seatbelt, and pulled Mr. Timmons to safety.
Basically, had a epileptic seizure, grand mal.
But what they did is truly amazing and absolutely had a positive effect in rescuing Mr. Timmons' life, so thank you.
It's my pleasure as well to recognize the actions of these 4 men.
We hear the car come through and right across our fairway and into the pond, and we were just in shock. Like, I think we're in a movie or someone filming right now. So the best we could, we just ran over.
We got into the water, and we didn't know how deep it was to begin with. And then we're like, hey, are you okay? Are you okay? And we see the water just filling up into the car.
I think his seatbelt was down by his hip area. And then I found it, and I just went all the way down to the buckle and unsnapped it, and his body released. Then his head came up, and we were able to drag him out. And
luckily, they put him on his side, and he said he just burped up some water and started breathing. So we just thank the Lord that we was able to do this for him.
If it wasn't for these wonderful gentlemen behind me, I would have died. I'm in debt to them.
How are you? I'm the mayor of Glendale, Jerry Wires. I know you're looking at all these cameras going, okay, what's going on here? You're the 1 million, no, just kidding. We're giving out trash bags, asking people don't trash Arizona, trying to get people not to throw their trash out the window. It's like $3 million a year your taxpayers' money pays to pick trash up. So, you know, a $5 hamburger wrapper can cost you $500 fine.
Bugs me when I see people throwing things out of their window.
Don't Trash Arizona is a joint effort between the Maricopa Association of Governments and the Arizona Department of Transportation. And the goal is to address the health, economic, environmental, and safety impacts of litter along our Valley Freeway system.
I noticed that Phoenix was really a clean city, so we want to keep that up.
Whataburger was contacted by the Maricopa Association of Governments to partner to see that we have a lot of litter that comes through drive-thrus and ends up on our highways and costs taxpayers a lot of money. And obviously, Whataburger being socially responsible, we wanted to give back to the community in that way and partner with them.
All of us together, hopefully we'll get the message out, and you know, we'll probably never stop it, but maybe we can slow it down a lot. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Makes sense.
Nice. Look at a sticker too. Look. Look, a mustache.
Buffalo Wild Wings has agreed to donate a portion of their profits that they get today towards Camp Courage. And they've been so supportive. This is the 2nd year that they've done this for us.
Welcome to Mustache Friday.
Today we're out here, we're raising money for the Arizona Burn Foundation, specifically Camp Courage, which is an organization that sends burn victims to a special camp where they can interact with other burn victims. And we're out here partnered up with Buckeye Valley Fire Department and Glendale Fire Department and Glendale firefighters to raise money and awareness for the young burn victims and burn survivors.
I think I'd love you even more.
Well, I first became involved with the Burn Foundation as a kid. As a burn survivor, I was 13 years old, playing with hairspray and a lighter with friends, and ended up in the burn unit and realized a lot of challenges faced me. And the Arizona Burn Foundation, along with Camp Courage, was a great avenue for me to re-socialize and get back into life again. And that's the great thing about Camp Courage, is it allows these young burn survivors, you know, age 5 to 17, to come up and just kind of relearn life again.
A mustache? Absolutely. What kind of mustache would you like?
Because we're in the community and we actually interact with burn victims and see firsthand the effect it has on the victims themselves, and it makes us feel good as firefighters to be able to give back and help those victims do something positive in their life and have some enjoyment after the tragedies.
Everybody smile!
The Mustache Mayday came about because a lot of the firefighters who are involved in many of the programs that already support camp were looking to do more. And so Buckeye Valley Firefighter Charities and now Surprise Charities, Glendale Charities, we're all involved in these events to raise money because the word has spread about what Camp Courage is, and this is right up firefighters' alleys.
We have t-shirts for sale, we have donations, we have raffles, we have
Free hats, free glasses, free mustaches.
It's in a little box about that big. It's a little triangle. Bring it over there to Addie and change it.
Jake contacted us about 2 months ago looking for an opportunity to volunteer and to accomplish his Eagle Scout badge.
So this is basically one of the last steps of fulfilling my Eagle project. We're just finishing up, sanding up and staining these benches, and then I'll be an Eagle Scout.
That requires a lot of planning and logistics and has to go to council for approval.
It's an awesome deal. I mean, you know, first of all, when you think of young people doing things for their community, that's pretty cool. The Boy Scouts organization, just that alone, is a unique opportunity for these kids to learn some leadership. He's proven that. He's got close to 50 volunteers out here.
I went into Home Depot and Lowe's and went in my Boy Scout uniform and with all my stuff and asked for a donation for this cause.
And the thing that I got to tell you just really excites me is the fact that these folks aren't from Glendale.
We had to do something that helped benefit the community from my Eagle Scout project, and I thought this fit the description perfectly.
This is a pretty cool project. Are you going to try to do all the benches in the city? He reached out to his city and didn't have any response, and being a go-getter, he kept looking for something to do for some community, and Glendale said, yeah, we can use some help here.
Go smooth and made it perfect.
Murphy Park is a destination point where we bring a lot of visitors, and these benches get used, especially during glitters. So this is definitely a priority, and it is a safety thing.
Let me know when you're done with this, and I'm going to send a bunch of people over here with some teak oil.
If anybody's interested in volunteering, we have a variety of programs, but they can contact the Community Volunteer Program hotline at 623-930-2663, as well as visit online at glendaleaz.com.
This is a really great thing you're doing for Glendale.
Feels really good because we're doing this for the community, and it's a great thing.
So today, please join us in celebrating 38 years of dedicated service to his community and to the Glendale Fire Department. So today was what we might call an end of an era. One of our legendary fire chiefs, Pat Becker, Division Chief Pat Becker, just retired. We had his retirement party today, so it was a very momentous occasion, and it marked an end of an era for the Glendale Fire Department.
I mean, I've had just about every call you can imagine, and a lot of stories, and it's just been tremendous. And I tell you, all you people, I love you to death. I'm gonna have a hard time. I'm gonna have a hard time adjusting, and I think my wife doesn't know that, but she can help me anyways. But seeing you every day, in and out, weeks, months at a time, and something like that, I tell you what, you're just like my family. I tell you.
Flowing hard. He's only 20 yards away from the gate. It is extremely cold. It is loud. It is dangerous. You do not want to get in this water. Throws a rope around himself. Has his partner lower him into the water. Gets in the water. Gets in this car. There are people up and trying to breathe, trying to get air. He rescues several people from the car. I can't remember the exact, 3 in there, and he personally saved a couple of these people's lives. We ended up working a full code when we got there, and 2 of them. And my partner went in, Pat went in, everybody's gone. I just stood there and looked at the scene. It was heroic, amazingly heroic. Were you awarded something? Were you ever awarded or recognized for it?
I don't think so.
Because if there was ever a medal of honor that should be given to a Glendale Fire Department person, it should be Pat Becker. It was extremely heroic.
He started this in 1974, back before he got on the fire department. He got on the fire department in '76, and so here we are 38 years later, and really at the end of the day, he's going to be missed, and he's going to take a lot of, even though he mentored a lot of people and trained and gave up knowledge and really helped people,
He's also walking away with a lot of stuff, a lot of fire service stuff. He worked in the alarm room for 22 years as a dispatcher, also on the side, and that's a very complicated and intricate occupation also, and obviously they go hand in hand with fire. But the thing is that he's taken a lot of that knowledge with him also, things that have to do with radios, dispatch codes, the mobile computer terminals that are on the trucks, so frequencies, that belong to the radios. He recently just put into service our 800 megahertz radio system, which is the latest and greatest technology that allows a firefighter to be inside and release a safety signal or an identifier that says that he's in trouble. Well, he programmed all of those, trained all of us on how to use them. So he's really, he's an amazing human being, and he will sorely be missed.
One thing will not change is I have a feeling that you'll probably use some of these radios back here to go on command at roughly 75th Avenue and Bell on your Harley.
Days are coming to an end, and I got to get out when I get out.
It does. I worked hand in hand with these people all my life, and I can turn around and rely on any one of them. Almost like a brother and a sister, practically. Even beyond that point, because we've worked together and been in real bad situations together. A lot of us, so been phenomenal.
That's it, basically. So, thank you all for coming today, and I sure appreciate each and every one of you. You're all family. I just love you to death, and I also love you to death. Thank you.